yourselves to get totally comfortable and to make sure that you're going to be warm enough. Because Yoga Nidra is the yoga of sleep. So it's like a meditation, but you're able to lie down. So my name's Uma, and with me is my co-founder of the Yoga Nidra Network.
I'm Nirlipta.
Nirlipta too.
Oh, look,
yeah,
there are faces. Hello.
That's it. Now we can see you all.
We don't know why that happened. It's
because the host spotlighted the video. There we go. Now everyone's back. All right. So if you're lying down and you're comfortable, I don't know how to do that. There we go. No, that's just us. That's everybody. I'm trying to make the gallery view because you've all come back. And then, have you got socks on? Are you warm enough? Hats? And you might want to cover up your eyes. Some people like to cover their eyes up. Can you all hear? You can give me a thumbs up if you're able to hear. So lovely. What we thought we would do is offer you something sweet and simple to nourish you for your day. And you're resting down upon the earth. There'll be a few different sounds. There'll be the sound of Nirlipta's voice. Would you like to familiarize everyone with your voice?
This is my voice. Here I am.
Yeah, so we're at the service of Nidra Shakti, which is the power of sleep. And what happens is that as you rest, you can listen to our voices. You can get absolutely as comfortable as you would like to do.
We can't do the recording because it's not doing
No, I'm not able to access the recording thing anymore because once we went into live streaming, it changed something.
I'll record it on the handheld. We can make
another recording though, love, so we will have a recording. So
this is being recorded.
Oh, lovely. That's nice, no worries. I'm going to invite you to use the universal sound, our sound of relaxation, which is ah. So could you all let out a big ah. And do it 2 or 3 times. Ah. And again with a big ah. So the way that this works is the sound of the exhale allows for your body to settle right down into the earth beneath and to know that this is your practice. So this is especially for you, beautiful Buddha-filled crew. Thursday, beautiful Buddha-filled team, all of you lovely beings. And it's never before existed. So this is in response to this morning, Thursday the 16th of July, 2020, what times we are in. Your only responsibility right now is simply to be, because there isn't really anything to do, and to know that you can't do this wrong. You can't do it wrong because there's nothing to do. There isn't anything that you need to do. You've wisely chosen to come into this space right now, to give yourself the space and the time simply to be, because there's nothing you need to do. There isn't any demands made from you. There isn't any way to do it wrong. There's nothing to be achieved. There are no deadlines to meet. There aren't any people to please. Simply to be here is enough. And to drop out of doing and thinking and to come into a space simply of feeling and being, and maybe feeling into the dreams that were there this last night, or feeling into the sleep that may be there, or whatever practice you may have done this morning, feeling into that and making whatever adjustments you might like to make in order to get maybe 5% more comfortable than you already are. So if there's something you can do to get 5% more comfortable than you already are, please do that now. And know that as the practice unfolds, you're absolutely at liberty to move, to wriggle, to sneeze, to fart, to yawn, to do whatever it is that you feel would allow your body to be at ease. And maybe you settle into a deep stillness, and that's very nourishing. And maybe there's the need to move. Listen in to what the body is calling for and simply do that. And that way, bless you, you'll be able to rest in this openness of awareness, which is Yoga Nidra. And you'll hear my voice, and then you'll hear Nirlipta's voice.
This is my voice here.
This is Nirlipta's voice here. So you don't need to really pay any attention even to what we're saying. Just to hear that there are voices and there are sounds to hear, there's sounds to hear. And you could settle down into the space you're in as if it's in the middle of a great big circle of sound, and let out your own little sound. Ah. Ah. A sound of ah. And in that letting out of the sound, you could also just be aware of the sound of your own breath. It is a very quiet little sound at the center of this great big circle of sound in which you're resting. And you could welcome all the sounds that arise, because they're just there. There's nothing much we can do about those sounds to make them as sweet as we can for you. But whatever sounds there are welcome. There might be sounds on this broadcast. There might be sounds in the space above you or beneath you. And all the sounds are welcome. Sounds to the north, sounds to the south, sounds to the east, and sounds to the west. And all those sounds are welcome. In fact, you know, the sweeter the welcome for all of the sounds, the deeper the settling into this space of awareness, which is Yoga Nidra, the yoga of sleep, hovering in this space between sleeping and waking. Welcome home to yourself. Welcome home to yourself. Welcome home to yourself. And welcome to this practice of Yoga Nidra, especially for you here on this morning and this time in this place where you rest upon the earth has been circled for you on a map long, long, long time ago. So welcome home into this space of being. Maybe feeling all the spaces and the places where the body is met by the earth beneath. Perhaps you could notice, however you're lying, maybe on your back or your side or however it is, it's all good. You could notice maybe the places where the head is met by the pillow beneath or the mat, and simply give away the weight of carrying the head down into the earth. Give away the weight of the head and the neck, and maybe feel the shoulders resting upon the earth. Maybe feel the shoulders resting upon the earth, and give away the weight of the arms as if you could just let go. Ooh, with each exhalation, and the weight of the arms could drop down into the earth, and give away the weight of the arms, and maybe also from the shoulders down along through the spine. Maybe you might notice those places where parts of the back are resting in contact with the earth. And you can give those away down into the earth beneath, down through the buttocks and the shoulders and along through the legs. Maybe you can feel the weight of the legs as you're in this horizontal position. Simply releasing the legs. There's no need for them to carry your weight all the way down through the buttocks and the backs of the knees into the feet. Giving away, giving away, giving away, giving away, giving away the weight of the legs. So the body comes into a settled space. And maybe in this space, as you rest, there'll be a space for perhaps an intention for this practice.
An intention maybe to enjoy the experience of this practice in your own way. Maybe you have an intention that you use if you're familiar with Nidra. But having an intention to just enjoy the experience in your own way is quite sufficient. Having this space and this time for yourself is quite a wonderful thing. A time apart from the rest of the day, just for you. I thought what we could do now is to travel on a journey around the body. And you can be aware, you can notice you can observe sensations in different parts of the body. We'll begin with the right side with thumb of the right hand, but there's no need to move it or stretch it or tense it or relax it or with any of the other parts, just to be aware of it and all of the other parts as we travel around. So you can move your attention from the right thumb to index finger, to middle finger, to ring finger, little finger, to be aware of all of those together, of the palm, of back of hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side, waist, hip, of front right thigh, back of thigh, knee, back of knee, shin, calf, ankle, heel, sole, instep, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, all toes together, all of right side, the whole right side, all the way through, all the way through. Coming now to the left side, to left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, fingers and thumb, all of those together, palm, back of hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side, waist, hip, front left thigh, back of thigh, knee, back of knee, shin, calf, ankle, heel, sole, instep, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, all toes together, whole left side, all the way through. Whole right arm, whole left arm, both arms, whole right leg, whole left leg, both legs, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, length of spine, small of back, middle back, upper back, all of back, back of neck, back of head, top of head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, space between eyebrows, right eye, left eye, nose, tip of nose, right nostril, left nostril, right cheek, left cheek, right ear, left ear, upper lip, lower lip, both lips, chin, throat, right collarbone, left collarbone, right side of chest, left side of chest, center of chest, rib cage, diaphragm, navel, abdomen, groin, the whole body, whole body, whole body, resting there, lying there, listening in your own space, feeling the breath coming and going, coming and going.
And as the body rests in this space of being, in the openness of awareness, which is Yoga Nidra, simply notice how the body may be resting. Maybe parts of the body have actually fallen back asleep, where the mind is alert and attentive, aware and attentive, and the mind is awake, but the body is resting. Maybe the body is asleep, and the mind is alert and resting, asleep and awake, alert and resting, asleep and awake at the same time in this place of awareness, which is Yoga Nidra. How is that? To be awake and asleep at the same time, and simply to be in this openness of awareness, which is Yoga Nidra, resting alert, sleeping awake, noticing the weight of the body settle down into the surface beneath, the earth beneath, and the space above, and resting in this place. Welcome home to yourself. And resting in this place, welcome home to yourself. Between the heaven and the earth, in this place, awake and asleep, resting and alert, between the earth and the space above, simply being here. Welcome home to yourself.
As you are aware of this being between the heavens and the earth, feeling the breath moving through the body, remember it's always there, it's always with you, and all you have to do now is notice there's a breath coming in to the body, a breath leaving the body, and it's a cycle which keeps repeating itself. You can be aware of this movement of breath over and over again. You can let the whole body notice this. You can feel as if the whole body somehow, in its own magical way, is able to breathe in, to breathe out. All that you have to do is observe this natural function, this process which is happening. As you hear the sounds where you are and from where we are, maybe even hearing the sound of the breath keeps coming and going over and over again, whilst all you need to do is to lay there, to listen, to breathe, to be aware of this in your own way. And if you find that your attention drifts from here to there, comes back now and then, that's all fine. It's your Nidra, your experience. And we're just here as companions, guides through this process. And the breath is there, body is there, the earth is there, the heavens above, always there. All you need to do is to be in your own experience, body, breath, earth, heavens, sounds, and nothing else to do except what pleases you. Whatever pleases you, you can have thoughts, or you can watch your thoughts far away, if you like, as you like. The breath is there, and how does it move through the torso? Which parts of the body are moving and which are more and more immobile as you go through this practice? And of course, if you want to move or need to move, you can do that, but it can be so pleasing to not have to. If you don't want to, you can just carry on, aware of the breath, breathing in, breathing out, over and over, over again. So for a few moments, just continue with that. Of course, if you want to do something more active, you can be aware, if you like now, of the shape of your body, of the spine, of the torso, of the right arm, of the left arm, their relationship to each other, to the spine, of right leg, of left leg, their relationship to each other, to the spine, to the torso, the neck and head. At one end, and the feet at the other. Feet and hands, head, spine, body, breath, resting, resting. Resting as breath comes in, as breath goes out. The ears are hearing sounds, which may seem nearby or further away, maybe even the sounds of thoughts. What is your experience like right now with yourself? I wonder, just observing, just being, just breathing, like that, for a little while longer, for a little while longer.
And just to be here is enough. Just to be here is enough. The whole of this being. The whole of this being. The whole of this being. Sink here. And with the kindest welcome for the whole of this resting being in this openness of awareness, which is Yoga Nidra. This tiny human frame resting upon the great body of the earth herself. This tiny human frame resting upon the great body of the earth herself. So welcome simply to be. So welcome simply to be resting, to be present, and to feel the contact between the earth and the resting body upon her. To be aware of all the places, little spaces between the body and the earth. Maybe just to notice them, the spaces and the places between the body and the earth. Maybe noticing the places between the heels or the feet and the earth beneath. The world of this body resting upon the body of the world herself. The spaces between maybe the shins or the thighs, the backs of the knees and the earth beneath, and all the way along the great curves of the spine, like a river valley there in the world of the body, on through the curves of the lower back, and all the way to places, some places touching, some places there's space. As if the awareness of these places all at once could be held up through the shoulders, and maybe along the arms there are parts of the arms in contact with the earth, maybe the hands, and from the arms and the hands up through the shoulders into the back of the neck and the head. Maybe notice which parts of the head rest in contact with the earth beneath, down through the surface on which this body is resting. Down through the surface on which this body is resting, down into the body of the earth herself, and then all the way back down again from the head. Just letting the awareness flow now through the body, down from the head, through all the places that are in contact with the earth, down back to the feet. As if the great breath of life could move, flowing through the body, resting upon the body of the earth herself. You are so welcome simply to be here and to rest. The whole of you, welcome to simply rest and to savor this moment, and maybe to return to the intention that you perhaps placed there at the beginning of the practice, or simply to be in this space.
To be here and now for yourself, and to know that this has been the practice of Yoga Nidra. You have been engaged in the process of this journey from one end to the other for yourself, with your own experience, safe and sound. And you can be aware of yourself lying there, hearing, listening, breathing, resting the body on whatever supports it. As we come towards soon a conclusion to this morning's practice, be aware of yourself, of sounds, of the bubble of the space and the day behind and the day ahead of you. For a few moments more, enjoy this experience of being without having to do anything other than what pleases you right now.
And as the breath comes and goes, knowing that you are at home to yourself, welcoming yourself home to yourself, welcoming yourself home to yourself. Welcoming everything that has arisen and all the sounds and the sensations, maybe noticing the different sounds and sensations you can detect on the skin. Maybe feeling the touch of the air on the skin. As you rest, maybe the temperature of the body has dropped a little. Maybe you could notice all the different textures and temperatures detectable on the skin. And maybe even the sound vibrations might be detected as touch. You could feel this touch of the sounds coming in and the touch of your air, of your own breath of life coming in and out of the nostrils. And maybe even around the ears, you might notice the touch of the sound vibrations around the ears and over the curves and the little valleys inside the ears. And maybe also you might notice with these different temperatures and textures in the body, you might be aware that some places are warmer than others. And the whole of you is gently now moving towards the end of this practice of Yoga Nidra into a space that's really precious. This is a liminal space. Welcome to this liminal space. The space is at the limits of the practice. Before it formally closes and before anything else happens, inhabiting this place of hypnopompia, the space of awakening to the dream of this reality, awakening from the space of awareness, which is Yoga Nidra, and through this bardo, this middle space, this space between, in this liminal space, hovering, resting, savoring, because there is no rush, there is no lack, there is no hurry. There is no rush, there is no lack, there is no hurry. Simply to be here and to savor whatever insights or guidance might arise, and simply to savor the experience of what it has been like to rest here. And in this resting space, noticing perhaps, could you notice the tip of the tongue inside the mouth? Could you notice the waters of the saliva inside the mouth? You might notice them, and you move the tongue around. Notice the teeth. Notice how the tongue has been resting because nothing needed to be said, nothing needed to be said, nothing needed to be said. Noticing all the tastes there. The rasa, the taste inside the mouth. And maybe you could notice as the breath moves through the nostrils, you might notice as you move from water to earth, whatever odors and aromas might be there inside the nostrils, in the space where you rest. Welcoming the touch of the air inside the nose. Welcoming the good weight of this body upon the earth. Fully embodied and present, fully embodied and present, fully embodied and present in this moment, in this liminality. And we offer you a blessing as we move slowly and gently towards the close of the Yoga Nidra. And it's a blessing for this morning, such a precious morning, to be alive here, in this time, in this body, with these rested bones. Inviting yourself to receive this blessing for the morning. I bless the night that nourished my heart and set the ghosts of longing free into the form and figure of dream that went to harvest from the dark, bread for the hunger no one sees. May my mind come alive today. May my mind come alive today to the invisible geography that calls me to new frontiers, to break the dead shell of yesterday, to risk being disturbed and changed. May I have the courage today to live the life that I would love. May I have the courage today to live the life that I would love, to postpone my dream no longer, but to do at last, to do at last, to do at last what I came here for, and waste my heart on fear no more. And waste my heart on fear no more. So you might like, with courage for this day ahead, to have a big old stretch and a yawn. And in the same way that we settled into this practice with the universal sound of relaxation, the big maybe that could awaken you now. Big breath in and an and a stretch, and maybe make little stretchy movements with your fingers. Open them out, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, and then maybe take a little hold of your ears and pull them a little bit, like you could pull them off your head. Give them a little pull, let it waken you up, squeezing all the way around the ears. Screw your face up into a little pruny face, and then open your eyes and see the world of color and light and life out there. What can you see in the light? You see the ceiling or the wall. Maybe you want to roll over to the side. The recovery position is a good place to be. You might want to rest on the left side and just pause there. And maybe even push your hands now down into the earth beneath. Some of you may want to sit up, but some of you may want to rest. I would suggest that you listen in. Listen in, listen in. Listen into how the body is, and if it's calling, just for another 5 minutes of horizontality, just for another 5 minutes of the horizontal, then you stay right where you are. There is no rush and no hurry and no lack. And as you settle back, traversing this liminal space and coming into a more everyday state of consciousness, we take our time. So you can fully embody this, and if you do want to sit up, you're welcome to do that. But if you want to continue to rest, that is also good. But either way, if you were to push your hands into the earth, you find your center. You find your center. So you find your center and you ground, and you maybe look around the room, look in the corners of the room, look up at the sky above. Maybe some of you are outside, and be aware we are in a circle of belonging. So you may be on your own in the space where you rest, in your own space, but you're also within a circle of belonging of all the beautiful Buddha field hearts gathered here. Imagine that. 8:30, all turning up here. And now we're coming towards the end of our hour together. And I'd love for you to just be aware of the fact that we are all blessed by this circle of belonging. We're all connected together. And I invite you simply to breathe and to be aware that in this circle of belonging, each one of us rests upon the earth, and that is the final blessing. May the nourishment of the earth be yours. May the clarity of light be yours. May the fluency of the ocean be yours. And may the protection of the ancestors be yours. And so may a slow wind wrap these words of love around you, an invisible cloak to mind your life. And this practice of Yoga Nidra and the liminal space which follows it are now completing. So we've allowed a special little time of around 5 minutes just to make sure that you're fully present and correct, and to see how it might be, how you are doing. We're at your service for these 5 minutes, and see if there's queries or questions or anything else that you'd like to raise after your experience. You may just want for us to sit quietly and to dedicate the energies of this practice to the benefit of all the beings in this circle of belonging.
You can unmute yourself if you want to.
And if you want to speak, you can unmute yourself and speak with us. And we will be here again each morning. So you can begin this day with the Yoga Nidra practice.
So ordinarily you can do the chat thing, but
yeah, we're in a little liminal space of our own where
a funny Zoom
space. I can see you now in your beautiful spaces. Some people are visible. And we can hear you. If you unmute yourself, you can speak with us. So, wow, beautiful.
We have a little strip, like 35mm film.
Unmute. Yeah, it's unusual, I think, yeah.
It's the settings.
Oh, there, I've unmuted you all. I can hear you.
But we can't. Only see
There's nothing really else I could get, so could I just get this stick figure Batman and Superman? Daddy?
Stick figures and Superman, all good. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's lovely. All beings welcome. And all the voices are welcome. You can just raise, I think I did unmute everyone.
Yeah, maybe you should just let people unmute themselves.
You just unmute yourself.
In case they don't want to be unmuted.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you for your thank you. Lovely.
Miss being in the tent in Buddha Field.
I know, love. It's funny, but I tell you what, you do look a lot more